ANC stalwart Sophie de Bruyn says as a country, or the country celebrates 30 years of democracy, it is time to reflect on what South Africans have achieved since 1994. De Bruyn has been speaking to the SABC on International Women's Day in Johannesburg. At the same time, Precious Moloi-Motsepe, a businesswoman and philanthropist, says a lot more needs to be done to empower women around the world.
Yeah, it is very sad, Sophie, when we, like you say, look around the world what is happening, not only in our own country, but it seems to have taken the world by storm, what is happening. We have so many challenges as women globally, and how to overcome it. And every country has their own way. The women in those countries have a way of doing things for themselves in organizations, in groups and so on. We too here in our country have a way of doing things for ourselves to better our lives. So what are we going to do about the challenges? We have to just hold hands, get together, hold hands and strategize what is the best way of overcoming our challenges. And we have to interrogate the laws that are there for us. Is it good enough? The laws that are supposed to protect us, is it good enough? Is the Constitution respecting our rights enough? Is the Constitution working for us? Because after our dispensation in South Africa, those laws were put in place. But is it really working for us? It's almost like 30 years after our independence, and we are still not free as women. We don't have our equality. We still have inequality. So what is it that we are not doing is the question that we must come together and say, all of us, how do we take these challenges to ground?
Doctor, you are a second generation or third generation to Bomme Sophie. Your observation, you are traveling a lot, you attend the World Economic Forum, you interact globally. Where did we go wrong? What can be done to change the lives of women globally?
Thank you for that question, Sophie. For me, there are probably 2 or 3 things that are low-hanging fruits that we need to be focusing on. The one thing is attitudes, and I'm talking about societal attitudes towards women and their role in society. That really needs to change. Because Mom Sophie said eloquently, which is, the other thing I think is very important, education. It doesn't help when you have educated women who are ready to take on leadership positions in companies when there are still obstacles within society that doesn't support the new roles that they are supposed to be taking. So for me, it is our attitudes and social norms that enable women to thrive as leaders within communities. Women are leaders in their households, in their homes already. We need to be comfortable with women's leadership outside of the home. So I think that's one of the important things. And then, of course, we need to educate women, as Mom Sophie said. At the foundation, we focus on women in STEM subjects because we know that's where the biggest employment opportunities for women are going to come from. So we try and educate women in the sciences, in technology, in renewable energies. We really want to see young women and all women and youth following those paths. And lastly, I think we need, as Mom Sophie said, as women to organize ourselves better. We meet like this once every year. and then again in August. But in between, we need to be organizing ourselves to ensure that we follow up on what we have discussed. We speak to the right people in leadership positions, policymakers, business people, to make sure that we have the necessary support to really take us forward in this journey.
Mama, lots of troubles in the Middle East, women and children running in Gaza. On this day, what is your message to women in the world?
You know, women in the world are doing good in certain countries, demonstrating and protesting against what is happening in Gaza. And we as South Africans are very proud at the stance that our government has taken and how our women have also protested against the genocide, which they don't want to accept that it's genocide that is happening in Gaza. And we want to send a strong message on this International Women's Day that women throughout the world is not enough, that it's only the countries that we know about, that we read about, that are opposing this genocide in Gaza, but we want the whole world. And where are the Arab countries, the women of the Arab countries? We are asking them also to show their dissatisfaction in whichever way they can do it, because they are also restricted as women in their own countries. So the message that I want to send is that more women all over the world should come out and speak up and speak out against what is happening in Gaza.
Thank you. I know you are not talking as a politician, as a business person, and also as a person who's empowering women. And I know you're doing it not only in South Africa, but on the continent. Your message to the women?
We should inspire action everywhere we are. As women, we have so much to give to others, within our homes, within our business environment, in churches. Mom Sophie and I meet in church often. We need to inspire action towards a more gender equal world. And I'd like to urge women to join this movement where we move together towards a better world for all of us. It's not just for women. When we are empowered as women, when we empower others as women, we have a better world for men and women and young people.